roles in the war on terror thriller Zero Dark 30 and the US civil rights era drama The Help. More recently, she starred opposite Oscar Isaac in the intense HBO series Scenes from a Marriage. They were both outstanding in this reimagining of Ingmar Bergman's 1973 miniseries. Well, she has just been Oscar nominated again for utterly inhabiting her role as the Christian broadcaster.
We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
And they're struggling, so there's not much give in the system, and I think it's going to be a tough year ahead with this cost of living crisis.
There is also one theory, of course, that a lot of jobs were filled by cheaper labour from abroad, and now is the time that a lot of Brexiteers were saying, look, we need to actually increase wages here to attract domestic staff to domestic jobs. Do you think that this is the beginning of that process?
That's certainly part of the process, and I think, I would say this is the best time in Britain to look for a new job in 50 years because there are many more jobs than there were before, there are many more opportunities, and the pay rates are rising. So there's a lot of options for people. And I think we have seen a shrinking of the workforce. The workforce is different now to what it was prior to the pandemic. There are fewer people in the workforce, and that means that the supply and demand pressures suggest that wages will rise. And I think that's partly because of the pandemic and partly because of Brexit. But that is a trend, a phenomena that I would expect to see continue. Although I would say I think the labour market, in terms of this job boom, has peaked or is peaking. I think we've seen an exceptional run that I think is probably coming to an end.
And where are the jobs according to Reed? What are the industries that are needing to fill the gaps?
Well, the ones that we've seen most recently open up are the jobs around hospitality and leisure, retail, in the sectors that are typically would have been closed down or locked down because of the pandemic. So that is where we've seen the fastest growth.
James Reed from reed.co.uk. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Good to have you on the show, James.
Thank you.
Now, Russia hasn't yet crossed the border into Ukraine, but the impact of the threat of the conflict can be seen at every petrol station here in the UK. Prices have reached a record high and motoring organisations say things are likely to get worse. Well, here's our business correspondent, Helen Ann Smith.
Things are quieter in this warehouse than they once were. It's been a hard year if you work in haulage. The problems now stacking up. Diesel and petrol hitting record highs hurts everyone who drives. It cripples those who do it for a living. Steve's run this firm for 4 decades. Between staff shortages and now this, he says he's never seen it worse.
Well, it's about 148 a gallon at the pump, so yeah, that's painful, very painful. To give you an idea, the truck we're sitting in does 8 miles to the gallon, so it drinks a lot of fuel. It's our second biggest overhead after our staffing costs, and that's about 25% of our costs, and it must be passed on.
And by passed on, he means ultimately to the consumer. A crisis of costs hitting not just directly at the pump, but indirectly too. And while the drivers are diverse, it's being made worse by the threat of conflict on the other side of the continent.
Oil is likely to go probably higher still. There's a lot of tension, obviously, between Russia and Ukraine, and that causes a lot of turmoil on the oil market. And so there's a fear over a shortage of supply should things escalate there.
The context is that fuel prices were already hugely inflated, pushed up by this big boom in demand after the pandemic. These latest tensions will entrench those trends and likely extend them. Yet more pressure on a general public who already say they can't cope with much more. And the strain is showing across the economy. British and European stock markets were all down, preempting future problems.
Markets don't like volatility. They don't like uncertainties. If you think of how the pandemic affected the supply chain, we're still feeling the effects of all those snarl-ups. Well, if there are hold-ups because of increased tensions, because of issues with Russia, then those price increases that we're already seeing coming through, I'm afraid they're going to increase even more.
No matter how hard you plan or preempt, there seems no let-up to this cost of living squeeze. Ukraine may seem a world away from here. The impacts of what's happening there are not. Helen Ann Smith, Sky News, Slough.
Okay, well, we just saw him in Helen Ann's report, and joining me now is Simon Williams, fuel spokesman for the RAC. Simon, the cost of filling a 55-litre family car is more than £80 now. It's extraordinary, and we're talking of more records being set as this crisis continues with Ukraine and Russia. We're talking about records on a daily basis.
Yes, it's something that we thought we'd never see, or hoped we'd never see. We'd had a record high for a long, long time back in April 2012. It was 143 for petrol and 148 for diesel. If only prices were back to that kind of those lows, if you like. I think we will see new highs set on a daily basis, although obviously the news now that troops are being withdrawn to some extent might help calm things on markets, but I think drivers are in for an awful lot of pain at the pumps. £81 to fill up a petrol car and £83 to fill up a diesel car. Shocking times.
Yeah, and to break this down and why this is happening, obviously we have the impact of the pandemic, the disparity between production and demand, and of course with Ukraine, the tightness in the oil market, plus the dollar sterling exchange rate.
Yeah, so when you look at it, oil dropped to around $13 a barrel in the beginning of the pandemic, and everyone was calling for petrol to be cut, but obviously no one was driving. Now, everything's different. People are driving far more, and unfortunately, supply is way out of line with demand. OPEC, which supplies 40% of the world's oil, has been trying to increase production, but is struggling to do so, and therefore everything's gone up. And you mentioned the pound-dollar exchange rate, which is important because fuel, like oil, is traded in dollars, so we need the pound to be strong. You look back to 2008 when we had the record high oil price of 144, but because the exchange rate was 2 to 1 then, we were only paying 120. That was the highest price that year. If we had a stronger exchange rate now, things would be far lower. Unfortunately, we're in a bad situation. Higher oil price and a lower exchange rate means pain at the pumps.
Yeah, exactly. And recently at the pumps, of course, we saw retailers passing that cost on to consumers. Prices started to return to normal, but do you think consumers could be paying more yet again?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think it's important to kind of reference what happened in December and in the early January as well. When the oil price dropped on the announcement of the Omicron variant, the wholesale price of fuel dropped, but retailers didn't adjust their prices. Instead, they kept the margin around probably an average of 16 pence a litre throughout the course of December, when as if we were paying an oil price of $100 a barrel then, but in fact it was around $87. And we were drastically overpaying, probably to the tune of £156 million for petrol drivers in December alone. Fortunately now, as the oil price has risen, that margin's been absorbed to a sensible level of around 7 pence a litre at the moment. And as long as they don't push that up, that would obviously make things far worse. But equally, if the wholesale price were to drop, we'd hope their margins would go down as well. Otherwise, we'll continue to pay these high prices.
Yeah, it's pretty worrying, isn't it? Simon, we've heard that phrase, haven't we? Heating or eating, but with petrol prices on the rise and real term, as we've just been discussing on the show, wages going down, do you think people are going to make choices like using their car less, for example?
Undoubtedly, obviously, it's still kind of the picture's still kind of being formed as to what's going to happen as in terms of road usage with people getting back to normal kind of post-pandemic, hopefully. But people will have to make difficult choices. We know people on lower incomes who really depend on their cars are going to be struggling, and their household budgets are really going to be affected by this. We also know from REC research that 8 out of 10 people would struggle to get by without a car. Public transport in this country is extremely good in London, but elsewhere not quite so good. And therefore, people do need their cars to be able to get to work, to go and look after family and friends, and just to go about their lives. And inevitably, you won't be able to get a bus to kind of be fit in with the journey you need to make, and taking children, going shopping, all these things extremely difficult without a car. So people will be making some tough choices.
They will indeed. Simon Williams from the RAC. Thanks very much indeed. Well, some other stories for you now. And Sir Keir Starmer says his party will make Brexit work and will not seek to re-enter the EU if it came to power. The Labour leader, who is currently touring the north of England and the Midlands, said his party would also boost the UK manufacturing sector. A third of Britons are still working from home despite being free to return to the office. At the end of last month, 36% of adults said they were working from home at least one day a week. The ONS reports this proportion had actually increased in recent weeks. And here's how to improve your commute to work. Look at it, it's brilliant. This is the Jetson One, designed by a Swedish and Polish company and on sale now. It reaches 63 miles per hour and will cost you £68,000. But you'll need to get on a waiting list. It's already sold out this year, with orders stacking up for 2023. Got there just a bit too late then. Well, still to come on Ian King Live, the first free UK household price cap energy bill calculator launches to help families with the energy crisis.
We set off knowing that we were heading into the coronavirus storm, that they didn't want journalists to see the real story.
Brazil has been one of the worst affected countries, 500,000 plus dead. These figures are absolutely horrendous, and it's not made up.
All you could see was a haze of fires. Look at that.
You don't want to lecture people, but you do have to give them the facts.
Lisa Dowd, and I'm Sky's Midlands correspondent.
We can reveal that the driver who hit Harry Dunn is 42-year-old Anne Sakulas.
Just met the president and I never thought we'd get this far.
This is what they're up against, is back-breaking work. Water levels are dropping, but no one knows what impact further rain will have. What would you do if this place wasn't open?
We take you to the heart of the stories that shape our world.
It's really scary.
in this community, I'm told that everybody knows someone affected by COVID. Change seems tantalisingly close in this corner of the UK. This is my patch, my specialism. It's also my home.
Breaking news here on Sky News. Let's bring you these pictures that we've got from the Russian Defence Ministry. As you can see, the Russian Defence Ministry says that this is pictures of tanks leaving the border with Ukraine. Now, the Russian Defence Ministry saying that this was always Russia's plans, that these troops would have been leaving after their military drills stationed along the border with Ukraine. Of course, we know that the troops have been stationed around the north, east and southern borders of Ukraine. More than 100,000 troops there. We're not clear on whereabouts on the Ukrainian border this is, but these pictures have come from the Russian Defence Ministry claiming that their tanks are now leaving the border with Ukraine and that this was their plan all along. Of course, earlier today, the Russian Foreign Ministry called 15th of February the day that Western propaganda against Russia failed. We also know, of course, that Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, is in Russia today in Moscow to meet with President Putin. Those pictures coming to us from the Russian Defence Ministry for the very latest for you. Now, as millions of households facing uncertainty over their rising energy bills, today sees the launch of the first energy bill calculator. With the price cap going up on the 1st of April, the calculator works out how much your bills will increase by and whether there'll be a shortfall after taking into account the government's subsidy. Well, joining me now is Jane Lucy, founder and chief executive of Labrador, the company behind the calculator. Thanks for joining us, Jane. Millions of Britons, of course, have been in a state about how they're going to cope with this. And today's programme has all been about the real terms wage decrease, effectively, not being able to keep up with inflation. We've got a cost of living crisis. How does your Beat the Price Cap scheme work exactly?
Well, first of all, what we do is give households information about what to expect with a price cap. So, the government figures that bills will go up by 54%, rising to in the region of £1,971 a year. That is an average. And we're seeing for some households, and in fact, bills could go up by in excess of £4,000 a year. So that is a massive difference. And until today, when we launched this personalised calculator, households have been in the dark, not knowing what to expect come 1st of April and how to budget for that. So that's the first thing in terms of this tool being available. But the second is, as you would know, there aren't cheap tariffs to switch to at the moment. So usually people would compare and switch energy to save money, but that's not possible at the moment because of wholesale costs and issues around the price cap. And so what we've done at Labrador is, because we're a data-driven company, we understand how the market operates, and we've identified a number of financial opportunities in how the market is working and expose those to households to enable them to get paid for energy efficiency.
Yeah, the scheme gives out direct cash payments, doesn't it, if you don't use as much energy as is predicted, I believe. So where does that...
How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world in adjustment. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Body is your ma. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And I sabi.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online, 24/7.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile. If you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you're listening to Starr Radio.
In Jesus' name, I got the victory.
Okay, I got a victory in Jesus' name. And that is how I want to welcome you to the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Today is the 15th day of February, the year 2022, with the time now exactly 10:39 from the House of London. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
I got it.
So as I bring my normal greetings, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well, will salute you and will welcome you. Playing in the background, something from Akasi Brimpong, Victory. You know, it doesn't matter what you're going through today, you know, or you've been through the night before, the challenges in the past. When you're driving, you look into the rear mirror, I bet you all the all the time you're going to be crashing. So you have to be looking forward. Well, the past is past. Someone say, well, the past has got some influence on the future or the present. But well, you don't have to be concentrating on that. Focus on the way forward. Look forward, and I can tell you, greater things are ahead of you. Okay, so welcome once again to the program. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
You believe it? Come on.
But let me say a special good morning to Reverend Emmanuel Chidi.
Everybody.
And I say good morning to my colleagues, Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Olayomi, Kojo D. Felix all the way in Aberdeen.
I got it.
Hey, let me say much good morning to the one and only producer, Mr. Francis Guy.
Let's go.
Francis, I hope you are doing very well. To Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, wherever you are, hey, good morning to you. To Kwame, my bros. Yeah, Charlie, Tete. Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, Mr. David Kluche. Hey, David, long time no here. I hope you are doing very well, and the family.
I got the victory.
And then to the one and only Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. Good morning to you all. Welcome once again to the program. To all the presenters on Star Radio UK. Yes, I salute each and every one of you. Thank you very much for the work and the sacrifices that you put in to make the programs and the radio still continue to go on. Well, I salute each and every one of you. Well, those of you listening to us in the US, in Europe, in Asia, Tosino in Moscow. Tosino has been able to broker a bit of peace there. Yes, we'll be bringing you more on that front. I say massive good morning to you as well.
Victory in Jesus' name. I got the victory in Jesus' name. I am the head, I am not the tail.
Those of you in Australia, those of you on the African continent, especially South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, and Gambia. Massive good morning to you all, and welcome to the show once again.
I got it. I got the victory.
Okay, so the Tuesday edition of the morning show, 10:42 now. I will bring you the quote of the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, and the travel update will continue from there. We don't go on from there and look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotted. At 11 o'clock, we have Olayomi Kojo coming in to bring you updates from Nigeria, and then we'll move on from there. Exactement at victory. I've got a victory. 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussion wherever you might be. But before then, if you want to share your take with us on any of the issues that is being discussed, feel free and just WhatsApp it to us or put it on our Facebook page. So once again, welcome to the show. At 1 o'clock, the lines are brought down and the program is brought to a close. But the quote for today says what? Every organization is a reflection of the man in charge. Every organization is a reflection of the man in charge. So are you portraying a good reflection of yourself by the way your organization works or operates? Well. I hope I'm able to do so with the program I'm bringing your way. But I got a victory. I hope you got a victory too. Now let's move on straight to the weather front. Well. As I was coming, it was drizzling a bit, but some serious rain gonna be coming or pounding us this morning to the afternoon. For if you are in the London and the southeast of England, now this afternoon a band of persistent rain will sweep through from the west. It will gradually clear eastwards through the afternoon, allowing for some sunny spells later on. Now tonight we'll see overcast conditions with thick cloud building in from the west. A band of persistent and heavy rain will gradually move eastwards throughout the night. Very wet conditions. Total temperature is going to be 10 degrees, otherwise it's going to be 8 degrees. UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low. Sunset 17:15, sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:15 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you. Don't you worry, I'm going to bring you the full length of that song, Victory by the Akase Brimpong. But for now, let's take a quick break, and once we come back, I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned, don't you go away. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Star Radio UK travel update that comes to you every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:46. So what is your travels like this morning? Well, in England and there is a half term and therefore children are at home at the moment. But well, the travels has not changed. So I'm going to bring you that. Well, on the Northern Line, there are park closures until mid-May 2022. So watch out if you are traveling on another line. And but all the other underground lines have good service. London Overground has got severe delays between Stratford and Richmond and Clapham Junction while they fix a signal failure at Gospel. Oh, all other routes are okay there. TFL Rail also severe delays between Reading and Paddington while they fix a point failure at Hayes Harlington. Good service on all other routes. And London Tram Link has also got its own. London Trams from 06:30 Saturday 12th until 23:30 Sunday the 20th. No service between Wandle Park and East Croydon. But this is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. That aside, yes, DLR, good service there. Now moving on straight to the river bus. Apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got reduced service, all the others have got good service there. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Star Radio UK travel updates. And moving on straight to the National Rail. On the National Rail, Avanti West Coast Cross Country, First Transpenna and Express Great Anglia has got special service. Also, Northern Rail, Southwestern Railway, Southern Transport for Wales, special service. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise our bond. That aside, all the others, good service there. Now moving on to the final segment of the travel update. That's the major roads in London. This is what is happening on the major roads in London. A316 has got closures. A4 closures. Central London Red routes closures there as well. And this is why I say once again, well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Business show, BB means business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business, but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from Sendwave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everybody, if you know you got a victory, let's go. Come on. 2 fingers in the air. Everybody.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's go. 10:52 the time. It's not time for global trotting, so wherever you are, I beseech you, brethren, bread and mercies of God, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well.
In Jesus' name, I got the victory. In Jesus' name, I've wrestled with giants and I have prevailed. I got the victory.
Well, I know you got a victory. I got a victory too. So let's celebrate live. Live it to the fullest. Oh, well, there's lots happening across the globe, and that is what I'm bringing your way on Global Trotting. Get yourself seated, whatever it is. Well, when it comes to the story, it's making the rounds. UK wage growth lacks rising cost of living. The real pay fell by 0.8% between October and December as inflation soared, official figures show. Now, some officers are racist. Met Police boss admits. Bas Javid pledges to remove racist staff, but some black officers say the issue is getting worse. Victim of being awarded 1.4 million damages over abuse by monks. The man was sexually assaulted and beaten by 3 Christian brothers at Saint Nenians in Falkland. 5. Running other stories making the rounds in the UK as well. New powers proposed to end unsafe cladding. Developers who refuse to pay to remove dangerous cladding will be punished, the government says. Come A woman and a baby killed in a crash with lorry. A woman and a baby have been killed in a crash with lorry. The woman, 35, and an 11-month-old child died at the scene in Shropshire between Newport and Ten Hill. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Let's go! Now, moving on to other parts of the world. Wow, before we came on air. Okay. During the course, the tail end of when we're picking the stories from Sky News, well, there was information coming from the defense, Russian defense ministry that was showing Russians tankers being pulled out. Getting back on their the trails or the tracks to go back to Russia.
Simply says, I got the victory in Jesus' name. I got the victory in Jesus' name. I've wrestled with giants and I have prevailed. I got the victory. I got it. I've got the victory in Jesus' name. Everybody. I've got the victory in Jesus' name. I've wrestled with giants and I have prevailed. I got it. I've got the victory. Shut up, everybody, come on. Victory. I've got a victory. Victory. I've got a victory. Let's go. Okay, apologies. But let's go back to
the stories that is making the round. So as I was saying, but well, the Ukrainians are saying that well, we will believe Russian withdrawal when we see it. The Russians are saying, look, we've withdrawn, or we are withdrawing. So Russia pulls some troops back from Ukraine border. Russia says some troops are returning to base after a build-up raised fears of an invasion. Well, do they have any ulterior motive? Yesterday when we discussed this on the platform, I had Felix and Frank saying that, well, what is their motive? Why do they want to annex Ukraine? For what? Or maybe some of you know whatever it is. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And Djokovic breaks silence over vaccine refusal. Novak Djokovic says he is willing to miss out on his place in tennis history for his vaccine stance. So he said, I'm not going to take it if I have to even not compete. Well, Trump accountants say financial reports unreliable. Mazda say it can no longer stand behind 10 years of the former president's statement. Oh my goodness. The trader vows to freeze protesters' bank accounts. Wow, have they turned to protesters in Nigeria? Okay. Starr Radio UK. A judge in the U.S. is to throw out Sarah Palin's libel case. Sarah Palin. Palin claimed that a New York Times ruined her reputation by linking her to a deadly shooting. A U.S. mayoral candidate has been shot in his office. Craig Greenberg is unharmed after someone entered and fired shots at him. A suspect has been arrested.
Let's go. 2 fingers in the air, everybody. Let's go.
This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And when it comes to the African continent, Senegalese separatists release captured soldiers. But you know, I was thinking that well, Senegal, at least with the football and the fact that they won it, I mean, ease tensions in that country, and then because there is something that they can all unite about. Let's go. Well, Senegal's army says the 7 freed soldiers appear to be in good health.
Simply says, I got the victory in Jesus.
Well, students in Nigeria are having sleepless nights just to make sure that they are able to travel to beat miles of traffic in the country. Nigeria's largest city is notorious for its traffic, which is having an impact on children's education. And top Nigerian policeman has been held amid drug cartel claims. Abakari, already accused of money laundering, is now accused of being part of a drug cartel. Well, still on the African continent, conditions no longer allow Mali operation. France is saying. French foreign minister says they will fight against terrorism from neighboring countries. No more in Mali.
Let's go.
Mauritania flag raised on Britain's Chagos Island. The Mauritanian government has led a trip to the disputed islands, which are controlled by Britain. Interesting.
I am not the deal.
I rest my case.
I got the victory. I got it. If you believe you got the victory, come on.
Well, Tunisia's president Kais Saied has extended powers over judiciary. And Sudan's army chief denies collaborating with Israel. Some of stories making the rounds there. When it comes to Nigeria, Nick Cannon, new single, okay? Breaking IPOB, we are no longer taking orders from Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa says. I'll be bringing you more on that front. Yesterday we touched on the story where the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was saying that, hey, behave yourself. The fact that I've been incarcerated doesn't mean that I'm not the head of the organization. Kano as well. A judge has warned DSS against taking over court security before 12 p.m. on Wednesday. Well, we'll be looking more into that. So that means on Wednesday there's going to be a hearing. And the judge has ruled. But the issue is when the judge speaks, do the DSS even what? Care about the statement that the judge makes?
I got the victory in Jesus.
Well, it's all coming away from Nigeria and a lot more when we have Mr. Olayomi joining in. Gunmen kill 3 policemen at checkpoint in the Boeing.
I got the victory. I got it.
Those are all some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria today.
If you believe you got a victory, come on.
Now, as we said, when it comes to Ghana, it looks like the e-levy has become a panacea for all our problems. Except e-levy or free SHS will be cancelled. What Chiribefi is saying, a member of the MPP. So if you don't accept e-levy, road contractors, your bills will not be paid. There will not be free SHF, free SHS. Roads repairs will not take place. There will be no jobs for new jobs for the youth. How much is the e-levy? How much is the e-levy itself? What is government thinking of getting every year? We're talking about what, 7 billion Ghanaian cedis, which is equivalent to call it $1 billion. What's wrong with our government? What is all this about? Still in Ghana, you are biased. Failure to Ghana's democracy. So Sue replies the GBA. A banter between the member of parliament and the GBA. The member of parliament for Medina, Francis Xavier Sosu, has hit back at the Ghana Bar Association, describing the association of lawyers as failure to Ghana's democracy. The GBA has rebuked Francis statement for allegedly verbally attacking judges during the demonstration against the e-levy on Thursday. The lawmaker suggested in an interview during the just ended Yentua demo that political judges will be dealt with politically if the current administration loses power in the next election.
Let's go.
Oh, interesting.
Victory is in the house tonight.
Well, as you hear it, victory is in the house tonight. But this morning, victory is on air.
I got the victory. I got the victory. Got the victory. Let me use it. Got the victory. Got the victory. I got the victory. Got the victory. Said I got the victory. Got the victory. I got the victory.
But DCOP question for Ray saying that the police are not targeting journalists. Who are they targeting then?
Said I got the victory. Got the victory. I got the victory. Got the victory. I got it.
Well, we are investigating 45 cases of suspected corruption and corruption-related issues. The special prosecutor is saying we'll bring you more on that front. 4 minutes past the top of the hour at the time, the morning show, the program. I am Archie. Enjoy the rest of the song and I'll bring you what is happening in Nigeria. Stay tuned and don't you go away. Before I take the break, yes, this afternoon exactly at 1:30, BB Clement is coming away with BB Means Business, and she will be having as a guest a very, very special person, Ngozi Okure. Ngozi Okure will be discussing faith and finance. We have some people who say, well, prosperity. Others are saying no, prosperity is not good. We have to be looking at getting to heaven. And therefore, when you have opportunities, others say, let's live it there. Or if you want to know more about this, join BB Clement when she has an encounter with Ngozi Okure on faith and finance on BB Means Business. Starr Radio UK. So enjoy the rest of the song and I'll be with you. Stay tuned. Don't you go away. Starr, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
24/7.
Said I got the victory, got the victory. I got the victory, got the victory. You say I got the victory, got the victory. I got it, got the victory, got the victory. Said I got the victory, got the victory. I got the victory, got the victory, got the victory. I got it, got the victory. Said I got the victory, got the victory. I got the victory, got the victory. If you know you got the victory, lift your voice and shout.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world in a just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is now gone exactly 11 minutes past 11. And we will go on with the program whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koike to join in. We know he's been what do you call it? Stay home dad today. Because the children are on half term, so it's quite tedious to handle or to put all those things together. I know my lecture producer will be in the studio trying to pull all the knobs and stuff. So yes, whilst we wait for him to join, if not, we will continue with the stories making the rounds. As I said earlier on, I've got a couple of stories that I'm going to be bringing your way from Nigeria. Okay. So the other story I'm going to bring your way: federal government ready to actualize humanitarian strategic roadmap. Osibanjo is saying, and then we have another one: the presidency, my fate in God's hands, says Emefiele. And then Buhari's minister Agbebosola moves against Tinubu, accuses ex-Lagos governor of playing God. I'll bring you more on that front because we know Tinubu is whether they're trying to former governor of Osun State and current minister of Interior Rauf Agbesola has berated his political ally and leader Bola Tinubu over the forthcoming governorship election in the state. Now Agbesola, who spoke in Ejesa, while addressing party faithful and stakeholders ahead of the All Progressive Congress governorship primary, described his successor Gboyega Ayetola as the most useless and corrupt governor to ever rule the state. Interesting description. The minister tore violently into Tinubu and told him that the same treatment meted out to a former Lagos State governor, Akinwumi Ambode, which foreclosed his re-election bid in 2019, will be administered in Ayetola. Oyetola, my apologies. Although for the 21 minutes and 12 seconds that he spoke, Aregbesola did not at any point mention the APC presidential aspirant's name. He, however, made ignoble passes at him in relation to the political situation in Osun, including how he has abused his leadership and suddenly assumed the God complex. He said, "We followed and served this leader with all our might. In fact, our loyalty to him had caused some people to start wondering if we were no longer Muslims, but we were with him and served him according to the admonition of our forefathers, who said, when serving anyone, you should do so with sincerity and loyalty. That if you regard anyone as your principal, you must serve him wholeheartedly." Sadly, we didn't know that while we wish him well, he didn't think good of us. However, because we place him higher than where he had ordinarily should be, he started to think he is our God. Now, unfortunately for him, we had sworn to God that whoever compares himself to him would beg him to bring down such a fellow. Now, God says he does not have a rival. And if you heard what I said in Arabic, God said he is God and he didn't have to start procreating before he assumed his place as God. The only humans that only humans procreate. You are the ones who attach importance to procreation. As God, he doesn't need a child to dwell in his glory. That's a bit of a sermon in there. Well, so that is coming from Agbesola. Okay, Aregbesola. It says Buhari's minister Aregbesola moves against Tinubu, accuses ex-Lagos governor of playing God in Osun. Yes, what do you think about that? So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, now moving on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. Yes, some breaking news coming through. Gunmen killed 3 policemen at a checkpoint. The story says unknown gunmen on Monday reportedly gunned down 3 police officers in the Ebonyi state. The victims it was guarded were gunned down on Monday evening in front of a Zilo police station along the Enugu Abakaliki Highway, Nations reports there. Now, the policemen were said to have mounted a roadblock in front of the station before the gunmen opened fire on them. The source said the gunmen were in a Hummer bus, which the policemen might have taken for a commercial vehicle. The remains of the 3 police victims have been deposited at a mortuary in Abakaliki after they were confirmed dead by doctors, a source have said. Well, what a sad story there. What a sad story. To their families, condolences, and may their souls rest in perfect peace. But it's all coming away from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, brutal flogging. And what happens there, I'll be telling you more on that front. The Delta State Police Command has paraded Emeka Nwogbo, a teacher at Arise and Shine Nursery and Primary School in Asaba, arrested over the death of his 19-month-old people. And 19 years or 19-month-old people? The cable lifestyle had reported how the toddler died a few days after Nwogbo allegedly subjected him to brutal flogging. A 19-month baby flogging a 19-month baby for what? Well, the teacher was paraded alongside school proprietress who doubles as his mother in Asaba, the state capital, on Monday. Now, speaking about the incident, Muhammad Ali, the state commissioner of police, said there is an ongoing investigation into the death of the people. He added that his command is awaiting results of an autopsy carried out on the people. On February 10, the command received information on how the child was manhandled. The mother said she took the child to the school very healthy, but when he brought him back, she noticed that the child was sick with several marks of cane on his butt. A 19-month-old baby. He said on Saturday around 9:30, the boy died at the Federal Medical Center at Sabah. Investigation is going on, and we are waiting the autopsy result. The teacher was said to have admitted that he flogged the toddler for allegedly pushing his fellow people. Wow. Interesting one there. It's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. And let me acknowledge Anthony Adedeji. Anthony, I hope you are doing very, very well this morning. But some of the stories coming your way from Nigeria for you today. Stay tuned, don't you go away. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, judge warns DSS against taking over court security before 12 p.m. on Wednesday. Now, what's the other story about? Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja has directed the Department of State Services, the DSS, not to take over the security arrangements of the court on February 16, that's tomorrow, until 12 p.m. when the trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on terrorism charges will kick off. The decision of the judge is to allow other judges to attend other cases slated for their respective courts. Now, Justice Nyako noted with regret that the trials of other cases have been aborted and made to suffer unnecessary adjournments each time Kanu's trial takes place due to heavy security presence and blockade of roads leading to the court. To ensure that other cases are accommodated before the commencement of Kanu's trial, Justice Nyako shifted the terrorism trial to 1 p.m. on Wednesday, February the 16th. That's tomorrow. Now, the judge told DSS Director of Legal Services to convey the court's decision to the highest authority of the service for implementation in the interest of justice to other litigants. A 15-count terrorism charge was on Wednesday, January 19, slammed on Nnamdi Kanu by the federal government. He pleaded not guilty to the charges and asked the court to discharge and acquit him without standing trial because the charges were incurably defective and not worth being defended. Now, Kanu claimed that the charges which he denied upon arraignment were incompetent, invalid, and have no force of law. Now, the alleged secessionist, through his counsel, Chief Mike Ozekome, said the offenses brought against him were committed in the United Kingdom outside the shores of Nigeria. Now, Kanu's two motions on notice, one questioning the validity of the charges and the other seeking bail, are billed for hearing tomorrow. Do you think they'll grant him bail? I bet they wouldn't, because they'll tell that the other time when we granted him bail, he jumped bail. So this time round, why do we continue with that? But these are all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, still in relation with the IPOB leadership, we are no longer taking orders from Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa is saying. Now, the crisis rocking the indigenous people of Biafra has degenerated further as a ranking member of the organization, Simon Ekpa, said that the group will no longer take orders from its leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Politics Today recalls that Kanu has been in custody over the Department of State Security, DSS, ever since he was captured in Kenya and brought back to Nigeria in 2021. Since his detention, the group has been engulfed in serious crisis and many factions arising as a result. Ekpa, in a series of tweets on Tuesday, disclosed that orders will no longer be taken from its incarcerated leader. He wrote, "We have entered the liberation phase of Biafra nation, and we are not taking orders from our leader who is in incarceration. Our duty is to do everything to secure his unconditional release and to restore and liberate Biafra from Nigeria. Our freedom from Nigeria is non-negotiable." And that is what is happening from the IPOB front. So, it looks like there is a disintegration when it comes to the group. And because Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated, he is not able to flex his muscle or crack the whip to make sure that they are all lining up or towing the line. But what do you think about all that? This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And as I said earlier on, my apologies, Mr. Olayomi couldn't join us at the moment because the half term here, and he has to do a bit of seeing to the little ones there. So just bear with us. Okay, I was just trying to get one other story for you, but that seemed not to be loading. And it's in relation with one of the police chiefs in Nigeria. But let me go here and let me see whether I can bring that your way. Yes, I've got a story, so let me bring that your way. A highly decorated police officer in Nigeria has been arrested following accusation he belongs to an international drug cartel, police have said. Abakari, already suspended for allegedly helping self-avowed fraudster Hush Puppy to launder his money in the US, is now accused in a cocaine plot. Now, officials say Mr. Kari asked a colleague to help him siphon off part of cocaine haul. They say he was caught on camera handing over $61,400 in cash. He has not yet commented on the allegation. Mr. Kari's arrest came hours after Nigeria's National Drug Law Enforcement Agency declared him a wanted man, accusing him of being a member of a drug cartel that operates the Brazil-Ethiopia-Nigeria illicit drug pipeline. He was arrested on Monday along with four other officers: Sunday Ubua, Bawa James, and Simon Agrigba, and John Nuhu. Now, following a high-level discreet investigation, a police statement said it added that One other officer, John Umoro, remained at large. As part of his investigation, Nigeria's police also said a number of anti-drug officers at the international airport of the southeastern city of Enugu were found to be on the payroll of the same cartel Mr. Kyrie is accused of working for. But one time, he was a super cop. Mr. Kyrie, 46, had a reputation of being a super cop who investigated big criminal cases. But now he finds himself in that downdrawn. Well, what do you think about that? Well, I hope that he has a day in court, because I don't believe that somebody says something and then it's all true. No, there could be some lies in there, some fabrication in there, or somebody trying to just accuse him of something that is not done. So I hope that he has his day in court. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, a couple of stories more from Nigeria, and then we bring the update from Nigeria to a close. Now, the notorious traffic jams of the Nigerian city of Lagos are robbing some children of their sleep. When a 14-year-old Olayomi Ogegbere leaves home for school at 04:50 hours, it is dark and chilly. Now, holding hands with her mother, Atinuke, her backpack makes a squishing sound as it rubs against her uniform as they walk more than 100 meters to the bus stop. They can barely see around them. The torchlight on Mrs. Ogbere's phone illuminates only a small part in front, but they both walk with assurance of practice routine. They have been doing this every school day since 2018 when they moved to Ikorodu area of Lagos. Any delay in the routine, such as Mrs. Ogbere not waking up at 2 a.m. on her or her daughter at 4, or a missing sock, might mean Olayomi getting sucked into a frenzy of rush hour traffic and arriving late at secondary school that is 18 kilometers or 11 miles away in Ikeja district. Now, many households face similar situation. And the sight of children, some as young as 2, slammed inside school shuttle buses from 05 hours has become common in the city. Many working parents also rush off before dawn to drop their children at school, then heading off to work early so they can beat the traffic and then pick them up late in the evening on their return. It's quite a difficult situation going on in Nigeria. But what do you think about all that? Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 11:29. I try to bring you one more story from Nigeria, and then we can bring the updates to a close there. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Nigeria's prison problems. Former inmates reveal horrific experience. Now, that's a story. We know that when people go to the prisons, they are there for reformation, okay, or rehabilitation. But that doesn't seem the way for Nigeria or prisoners, especially those of them in Africa. So now, Joy's husband in Bari was arrested in 2018, just 3 days after their only son was born. He died in custody after 3 years in prison without trial. Around 75% of Nigeria's prison population is still awaiting trial. The situation has led to severe overcrowding in prisons and claims of mistreatment and abuse of inmates. Some former prisoners have described that Ishaq Khalid the horrific situation inside these cells, and that is quite a worrying situation there. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. We're going to take a musical break and then we continue with the show. Don't you go away. It is the morning show. I am Archie, and let's take this song, one that you know I've loved at the moment. I've loved it, and that is Under Pressure by Rasky Mono. Enjoy it.
Yeah, man. I hope you compare to sing to this rhythm. I belly, no money in our pocket, no bed, till we ate. The people, they must suffer in a ghetto, in a city, everywhere that we go. We see them, some are cry, some are die, some are weeping, some are wailing, everywhere that we go. Under pressure we wail, under pressure everybody under pressure, black and white under pressure Europeans under pressure. Can't get no food if you go free with belly. Philippine you too, no have no mother. Philippine you too, no have no father. Philippine you too, no have no brother. Philippine you too, no have no sister. I'm a king, no me just shouting to you. Shout at this, I want me not go shout it all day. Hey, under pressure we wail, under pressure Europeans under pressure Africans under pressure Nigerians under pressure.
This is Starr Radio UK.
It's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The hole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world in a just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:41 from the hearts of London. As I did announce earlier on this afternoon, exactly at 1:30, BB Clement will be hosting Ngozi Okure, whose picture is on our broadcast at the moment now, and they'll be looking at faith and finance. Faith and finance. So join them exactly at 1:30 when BB Clement comes to throw some more light or poses all the questions to Ngozi for her to tell us exactly what she thinks about faith and finance. All right? Yes. So Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And those of you who were listening to us via or watching us via the Facebook, there was a bit of a stoppage, but it's resumed there, so you can go back there and watch it. But we are transmitting live on YouTube as well. Go there and listen to it as well. It is all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so let's continue with the program. Now, looking at some of the stories that is making the rounds this morning on the international front here in the UK, and other parts of the world. Let's just go on. UK wage growth lags rising cost of living. Now, real pay fell by 0.8% between October and December as inflation soared. That's one of the stories making the rounds there. That's one of the stories making the rounds there. So inflation rate soared. Yes, it soared. Now, what do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Just stay tuned. Don't go away. Okay, those who are watching us on Facebook, they've been a bit of okay, I think we are back on. We are back on. We are back on. So don't go away. We are back on. Don't go away at all. Don't go away at all. Don't go away at all. Well, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right. So share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. As I will say all the time, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well, wherever you might be whilst we are bringing you this live program. Okay. Yes. All right then. Just bear with me for a moment. Let's take a quick break and I'll be with you. Let's take a quick break and I'll be with you.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world in a just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Those of you on the Facebook, yes, as I said earlier on, there was a bit of a break in the transmission there, but we are back on. So share the broadcast there. Share on the Facebook. Share the broadcast there for me. Do me a massive favor and share the broadcast. Okay. All right, now it's now 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's continue with the stories that is making the rounds in other parts of the country, that is the UK, and then we go to other parts of the world as well. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Now, UK wage growth lags rising cost of living. And the story says that UK wage growth continued to lag behind the rising cost of living between October and December. Figures have shown now wages rose, but when taking inflation into account, pay showed 0.8% fall from a year earlier, said the ONS. Now, latest figures also show that unemployment rate fell to 4.1%, while job vacancies hit a fresh record high. Now, there are signs that these pressures might feed through to faster wage growth in the coming months. According to the ONS, employees' regular pay, excluding bonuses, grew up by 3.7% between October and December from a year earlier, which is high compared with rates seen over the last decade. However, the rising cost of food, energy, and household goods has pushed inflation up by 5.4% in the 12 months to December. The ONS said real wages in the October to December period fell by 0.8% from a year earlier. The Bank of England has warned this squeeze on workers will get worse, with inflation set to rise above 7% this year. And it's quite a worrying trend that seems to be going on here in the UK. But well, somebody say that other parts of the world are also facing the same issue there. But we'll do our best to bring our money man on as and when he's free, to throw more light on what you can do, the way forward, as some of us will put it. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Well, a senior officer has admitted racism remains a problem in the Metropolitan Police after two black colleagues said it was getting worse. The Deputy Assistant Commissioner Baz Javid said on the Newsnight program that we have racist views and are racist, but he denied the Met was a racist organization. Now, one officer said a supervisor used a racist slur against him. Another said senior leaders suggested black people were not clever enough for the Met. Well, this report contains offensive language. Mr. Javid, who is the brother of Health Secretary Sajid Javid, said he was extremely disappointed to hear the allegations from the black officers, which include claims that the Met is failing to deal with complaints of racism and putting pressure on victims. He said, the fact that you've had officers or staff come to you to make allegations, what I'd like to see is an organization where people feel comfortable to come forward and report it so we can deal with it effectively. The culture of London's Metropolitan Police Force has come under close scrutiny, with Commissioner Dame Cressida Dick resigning after London Mayor Sadiq Khan said he was not satisfied with her response to the scale of the cultural change required. Among his concerns were the rape and murder of Sarah Everard by a 7 officer last year and a report in abusive behavior of Charing Cross Police Station published earlier this month. Now, it found that between 2016 and 2018, officers shared messages that were highly sexualized, violent, discriminatory against women, ethnic minorities, LGBT people, and disabled people, which they defended as banter. The 2 black officers interviewed by the Newsnight said there needed to be changes among the Met's senior leadership to root out racism and misogyny. Now, one said some senior leaders refused to admit there were issues with discrimination, while others suggested the next commissioner should be recruited from outside the force. Now, how can that be? And do you think that would give us or cause the police to, to behave themselves, or as someone will say, do the bidding of the people? Or how can that be? If we bring a police commissioner from outside, you don't know what's going on inside. What will you do? How do you crack the whip to get them to do what you actually want them to do? It's going to be quite an interesting one. But what do you think about that? Do you think that maybe we need to get, like we got the governor of the Bank of England some time ago, a Canadian coming in to hold that office, hold the helm of that office? Do you think that maybe we can bring maybe an Aussie or a Canadian or somebody from outside to come and become the police chief here for us? What do you think? It'd be lovely. I want to know what you think will be the way forward for us to see a bit of a change in the way the police force operates here in the UK, especially. Yes, okay, let me put it that way, as a whole, because whoever is the police chief there becomes the police chief of the whole of the UK. Yes. So it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in the UK. But I would love to have your take on the issues that I've discussed so far. Once the lines are open in the next 5 minutes, please hop in and bring your take on that. What do you think will be the way forward for reforms and a better Met Police? What do you think will bring about that? Okay, get rid of racism, or the misogynistic approach of things, everything. Okay, what do you think will be the way forward? Recruiting someone from outside to come and hold the helm of that office? Do you think that would do it? So there's no biasness, but would that person be white or black or green or blue or what? Yeah, I would love to know that. My apologies, but it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so one other story from the UK front, and then we can move on to other parts of the world. Now, new powers proposed to end unsafe cladding is a story that's making the run. Home developers who refuse to pay the cost of removing unsafe cladding could have planning permissions and projects blocked under government plans. Now, new powers will allow cladding companies to be sued and subject to fines for defective products. The proposed measures are part of a building safety bill for following the Grenfell Tower fire in 2017. Now, people who are currently facing bills of thousands of pounds to fix their homes welcome the move. Now, Housing Secretary Michael Gove said it was time to bring this scandal to an end. We cannot allow those who do not take building safety seriously to build homes in the future, and for those not willing to play their part, they must face consequences, he said. In addition to the bill comes after Mr. Gove's announcement last month that no leaseholder living in a building higher than 11 meters, around 4 to 6 story high, will ever face any cost for fixing dangerous cladding. Okay, he said developers will be expected to pay their fair share to fix dangerous buildings or face legal or tax changes. Now, what about the companies that have actually folded? How do you get them? A few of them, looking at the cost of it, will decide to go bust. But well, we'll see. Government is in control of that, and therefore, hopefully, we should get things taken along very, very nicely. But this all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Aha. Okay. Now, interestingly, information coming through, as I said earlier on before we started the live program here in the studio, showed that, well, the Russians seem to be pulling out or withdrawing some of their troops. And it says that the Russian Ministry of Defense has shared footage of what it says are Western units returning to their permanent base. The Russian military has said it's pulling back some troops from the Ukrainian border, but Western defense experts have questioned whether the claims should be taken seriously. Is it just a ploy to get them to now just take it easy? Or do you think that it's something that actually is taking place and therefore there should be cool heads? What do you think about that? Well, a few seconds to 12 o'clock. Let me announce the lines open: 0208-133-2257 or 58 0208-133-2257 or 58. Those of you in the US, Canada, Caribbean area, it is 00171-8303-2737. 00171-8303-2737. You can text or WhatsApp us. It's 0753-966-1744. 0753-966-1744. Our Twitter handle is @Starr Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. In some other international stories there as well, direct threats of war have become an integral part of Russian President Vladimir Putin's foreign policy over the past 12 months. Estonian foreign spy agency has said it also warned a further Russian invasion of Ukraine will raise the military threat across Europe and could increase pressure on Eastern NATO countries. That's what an analyst is saying there. A direct military confrontation this year between Russia and one of the three Baltic states, including Estonia, is not considered to be likely, but various types of hybrid crises are probable. McMahon, the head of Estonian Foreign Intelligence Service, said. Now, there might also be a renewed attempt by Russia ally Belarus to use refugees as a weapon to put pressure on the European Union, where the issue of immigration causes internal friction between member states by pushing them into the bloc via the Belarusian border. The presence of Russian forces in Belarus is worth of particular attention. Mr. Maran wrote in a foreword to an annual intelligence report which provides an assessment by Estonian equivalent of the MI6 on security threats and challenges posed by Russia and China, as well as from terrorism. Well, those are some of the stories making the rounds there. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said if Ukraine scrapped its efforts to join NATO, it would prompt a sigh of relief. The Prime Minister is among British politicians who have previously said Ukraine should be able to make its own decision to join military alliance if it wants to. Now, earlier General Lord Dannard, a former Chief of Defense Staff, did not endorse the idea of Ukraine joining NATO. He said the country is spiritually and emotionally too close to Russia, and joining will be a provocation of the Russian too far. So what do you think? Do you think Russia Ukraine to just come out, the Ukrainian leaders to just come out. Look, we don't have any intention now, or we are suspending our any intention or putting on hold any intention of joining NATO for next foreseeable future. And then boom, case die. Do you think that will let now Putin say, come on guys, come back home? Then at least he's achieved his aim. And would that make the Western Bloc or NATO, as we are saying there, make them think that, well, they have lost out? Or should they just allow it to just happen so that Putin will feel that, well, he's done something good to feed his ego a bit, and then let him just go and sit down? Well, Japan needs to take appropriate steps, including possible sanctions if Ukraine invaded. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has said the country will take appropriate steps, including possible sanctions if Russia invades Ukraine. He said he agreed with Ukrainian president to pursue diplomatic efforts tenaciously to reduce the tensions. Now, Defense Secretary asked if war is imminent as he arrived for Cobra meeting, but the Defense Secretary was smiling as he arrived at Downing Street for an emergency Cobra meeting chaired by the Prime Minister. As Ben Wallace arrived, he was asked, is war imminent? Do we need more sanctions? He did not respond. And those are some of the stories making the rounds. However, the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, is now in talks with the Russian President Vladimir Putin, and as you can see, he is the latest to get the long table treatment. You know, I like the way whether it's because of COVID or whatever, but one sits far off at the other end of the table, and this one, so I don't know whether they shake hands or something, or they come and say hello, and then you all sit at your table, and then the discussions goes on. Well, similar pictures were seen when French President Emmanuel Macron visited Moscow last week, prompting a rush of social media memes. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was also kept at a distance yesterday. Now, sensibly, the distance is related to COVID precautions, with Mr. Scholz reportedly having a German-conducted PCR prior to arrival, rather than letting Russia get his DNA with a swab test. Now, Macron didn't want that to be done because they thought they didn't want him to have a DNA from his swab test. So, well, as for the talks, Mr. Putin has told his visitor the Russian-German energy cooperation is a priority for Moscow. There has been criticism leveled at German at its refusal to say whether the new Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which could power 26 million German homes with Russian gas, will be included in any sanctions should Russia invade Ukraine. So would the Germans say, well, if you dare invade Ukraine, that's it. No more the Nord pipelines, no more the Nord Stream pipelines. Will that take place? But however, Russian politicians vote to appeal to Putin to recognize 2 breakaway regions in Ukraine as independent. Politicians have voted to appeal to President Vladimir Putin to recognize the regions of Luhansk and Donetsk as independent. The 2 Russian-backed breakaway regions are in eastern Ukraine. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said recognizing the regions will mean a de facto withdrawal from Minsk agreement. Now, Ukrainian politicians have voted to request international bodies such as the UN and EU do not recognize the self-declared republics of Donetsk and Luhansk. It is speculation that a move for Luhansk and Donetsk independence could help Russia save face if it pulls back from an incursion into Ukraine. So if maybe that is what is going to make Putin back down, do you think that maybe just declare that? Because after all, they are under the control of Russia. What do you think? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. The Minsk agreement, named about the capital of Belarus, where they were signed in 2014 and 2015, attempt to secure a ceasefire between Ukrainian government and Russian-backed separatists in the east of Ukraine. The correspondent says they also set a roadmap for elections in the occupied regions in Luhansk and Donetsk, and a plan to reintegrate their territory into the rest of Ukraine. However, interpretation of the agreement by Kiev and Moscow are fundamentally different. The Ukrainian government views them as a means to reunite Ukraine and restore Ukraine's sovereignty, though with certain devolved powers given to the two regions. By contrast, the Kremlin believes that the accords enshrine a process that would see a Russia-aligned administration in Luhansk and Donetsk, and a special status granted to them before they are reunited with the rest of Ukraine. So are we going to be seeing that? So is it why Russia is on doing all these things? But well, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Some of the troubling stories making the rounds there, where hopefully keeping fingers and everything crossed, will be resolved, and then we will not go in to see anything of the sort. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Okay, Ukraine humiliated and destroyed Russia towns west as it claims some troops are pulling back from the border, whilst a Cobra meeting is going on here in London. Okay, headed by the Prime Minister Kojo. All right. Okay. Now, moving on straight to some other stories as well. Djokovic is saying that I will miss tournament rather than get a job, and that is quite below the belt blow to those who are advocating for jobs. Okay, and he's got a large following. He's got a large following, and I don't know what is happening there. I don't know its impact there. But let me say good morning, good afternoon to Amaya Jerogene. Amaya, I hope you are doing very, very well. Yes. Okay. Yes, Amaya, everything is good here. It's half term, and therefore Yomi has to do a bit of daddy's daycare, and Frank has to do daddy's daycare as well. So okay, me no daddy's daycare. I'm an old boy. Yeah. Okay. So now the first interview by Novak Djokovic since his Australian misadventure is making headlines in all main news outlets in his home country of Serbia. The Bleak tabloid, the Bleak tabloid, listeners, just bear with me. Maya says that there seems to be a transmission delay there. But just bear with me. Let's take a quick break, and I will bring back all that you need to know when it comes to other parts of the world.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
From employee to entrepreneur, and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 13 minutes past the top of the hour. Yes, we started right on time. There was a break in the transmission, Amayo, and that's what happened. So maybe you've missed out on the updates from Nigeria. But yeah, so bear with us whilst we bring you the rest of the stories making the rounds across the globe. So I was talking about Djokovic, whose intention of he's saying that, well, I'd rather not play any matches. If I have to take the vaccine. Now it says that the more update, the more upmarket Dumas leads with the line that the world's top male player would sacrifice trophies because of his beliefs, and the state broadcaster the RTS headline with Djokovic's assertion that I am not anti-vaccine. Now, Serbian people are already well aware of their sporting icon's strict approach to nutrition and lifestyle, but their interest may be piqued by the player's denial that there was anything amiss regarding his COVID test certificates. And last week, police arrested a dozen people, including a doctor and nurse, for their involvement in issuing counterfeit documents. Earlier this month, prosecutors said they had investigated Djokovic's coronavirus certificates and found no evidence that they were manipulated. Okay, so that's some of the stories making the rounds in that front. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One other story, and then we will be going to the African front. And this time around from the US with love. Now, Donald Trump's accounting firm has cut ties with the former president and said a decade of financial report should no longer be relied upon. Whoops! The firm, Mazars, said in a letter to the Trump organization that it could not stand behind statement it had prepared for Mr. Trump from 2011 to 2020. Why? But Mazars said it had not concluded they contained material discrepancies. The letter was revealed in a court filing as a part of a fraud investigation into the Trump organization. In the filing, New York Attorney General Letitia James repeated her request that the former president and his daughter Ivanka give evidence under oath. Her office has already questioned Mr. Trump's son, Eric Trump. Mr. James last month said her civil inquiry into the Trump family firm had uncovered that she claimed she was significant evidence of what she claimed was significant evidence of misleading business practices, including overvaluing certain assets. In his letter, Mazars wrote that the findings of Ms. James' investigation had contributed to the conclusion that the statement should no longer be relied upon. The firm also said it performed its work in accordance with the professional standards and compiled the reports based on information provided by the Trump organization. While we have not concluded that the various financial statements as a whole contain material discrepancies based on the totality of the circumstances, we believe our advice to you to no longer rely upon those financial statements is appropriate, the letter said. Now, it added that the firm will no longer be working with the Trump organization. The financial documents are at the heart of the New York Attorney General civil investigation and the second criminal inquiry by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. In January, Ms. James, a Democrat, accused the Trump organization of using fraudulent or misleading asset valuation to get loans, insurance, and tax breaks. Mr. Trump's lawyers are trying to stop Ms. James from questioning the former U.S. president and his children, and he has sued her to try to halt the probe. A spokesperson for the Trump organization said the letter from Mazars renders the investigation moot because it suggests that the financial statement do not contain material discrepancies, according to the CBS News. But Mr. Trump, a Republican, had previously said both inquiries are politically motivated and has referred to Ms. James' investigation as a hoax. Well, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 18 minutes past the top of the hour. I would love to hear from you. Let your voice be heard wherever you are. Let your voice be heard. You can dial in. You can post your comments on our Facebook page as Amaya did, or whatever you want to do today for free, and just do that whilst we look at some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world before we launch onto Africa. Well, in the Southern American state of Honduras, police in Honduras, the Honduran capital, Tegucigalpa, that's a big one, Tegucigalpa, have surrounded the house of ex-president John Orlando Hernandez. The officers were deployed hours after the U.S. requested his extradition on drug charges, which he denies. The Honduran security minister said Mr. Hernandez was inside his home and that police had been told to surround it to prevent an escape while they waited for an arrest warrant to be issued. Mr. Hernandez governed Honduras from 2014 to January this year. He's accused of having been involved in a drug trafficking ring, which included his younger brother, Tony Hernandez, who last year was sentenced in the U.S. to life in prison. Now, during Tony Hernandez's trial, prosecutors alleged that the infamous Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman had personally handed Tony Hernandez $1 million. According to the prosecutor, El Chapo Guzman told the younger Hernandez to pass the money on to his brother John Orlando as a bribe. Now, Honduras has for years been a key transit country for drugs smuggled from South America to the United States, and more recently has also become a place where cocaine is produced. Now, John Orlando Hernandez has always maintained that he did everything in his power to fight drugs trafficking, and during the administration of President Donald Trump, he enjoyed the support of the U.S. government. But his relationship with the U.S. soared under President Joe Biden. Now, last week, the U.S. State Department revealed that Mr. Hernandez had been added to a list of people barred from entering the U.S. over alleged corrupt activities. In a statement, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that there were credible reports that the former Honduran leader had engaged in significant corruption by committing or facilitating acts of corruption and narcotic trafficking, and also using the proceeds of illicit activity to facilitate political campaigns. So that is what had gone on there. Mr. Hernandez responded to Mr. Blinken's remarks by saying that the allegation against him was based on statements provided by convicted drug traffickers, which he says were out for revenge. While Mr. Hernandez has not yet responded to the U.S. extradition request, his lawyer said that he had immunity from arrest because of his membership of the Central American Parliament. Now, legal experts say that the immunity provided by the regional body can be lifted if the home country of the member requests it. So, is his opponent, or the one who is president now, ready to take away that protection? What do you think? It is Starr Radio UK. A picture that I have in front of me shows Mr. Hernandez's residence virtually surrounded by lots of police. But it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I've got Kojo D who has joined in. And let me say, Kojo, good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Archie.
How are you
doing? The people? I'm great. I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah. I'm doing good as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Frank and
Olayomi,
yeah, well, that's of course also very equally important. So we need to put it that way. I mean, we're not like being in Africa. So if you listen to us in Africa, it's a different situation here when we have a half term. Where in some African countries it's called mid-term. They are all the same. It's a half term, so you have done half of the term in school. So they give you a week off as a term break. Then you come the following week. So when it happens that way, a lot of parents will have childcare needs to meet. So it becomes a bit challenging. So that is what the issue is for them. So it's expensive for childcare. I remember when we used to grow up in West Africa, African countries. The half term is probably only for Thursday and Friday. We call it midterm. We go back on Monday or Tuesday. Or if you're lucky, then you go back on Tuesday. But most cases, we go back on Monday. So it's just 2 days. So our parents are able to, of course, cope with it. And again, you have uncles and aunties and grandmas
you can take care of
community.
you know
They might not have to be necessarily your biological family, right? They might not necessarily be a relation, but within the community itself, everybody your father's age, your mother's age, is your auntie, is your uncle,
and your aunties.
So any of them really can take care of you, and even if you try to go wayward whilst you're on midterm, they can put you on the straight. Without seeking any permission from your dad or your just put you on the straight. Give you, then later on you said next time we'll report you to your
parent. You behave yourself. You behave yourself.
Exactly. But over here it's slightly a bit challenging. You need to sort childcare. And childcare is quite very expensive.
Very
expensive. So they should take the time off and look after their loved and dear ones.
Yes. Listeners, Kojo D in South London joining the program. Okay, now let's quickly have a look at a couple of stories before we go to Africa. The first one is Russians trying to they are pulling out. I saw some visuals coming in which showed that they were loading some of this some of their weaponry on trucks to go back, and the Russians have said that this was the plan all along, that by the 15th of February we'll be withdrawing. Okay, so the tankers the tanks were being put on whatever rails or this and to take them away. But it isn't a ploy for the West to to ease whatever intentions that they also have, and then maybe they'll take them unawares. What do you think?
Well, look, like we always say, nobody knows the mind of Putin, really. None of us knows his mind, and none of us know what is right in his mind, except himself. And of course, he might be wanting the foreign minister, his own foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, to be reporting to him, but the two are almost the same. I mean, if Putin should fall dead today, I mean it'll be a scramble for the top, and the person I can tip going into that position will be probably Sergei Lavrov or the former president, who will be going, who is now the prime minister.
They change places. I mean,
and that's what exactly. I was going to say. They swap the places around, and between the two of them, they've been in power for 18 years. I mean, Putin, Sergei Lavrov, the Prime Minister. They've all been around the Russian bloc, including other ministers, for the last 18 years. But the three are the most prominent faces of Russia. So, as to whether his plan was that, or now he feels pressured because their actual plans have now been unmasked, if we use that word, by Western spy intelligence. So we're saying that the whole plan was to start moving today. And if you fit it into what the Western governments were saying, that the US especially, they have a credible intelligence that says that, look, they want to attack on Wednesday. So if they start moving today, it's all signals. They had wanted to do something. It could be the case. It could be the case that now the truth is out. They might be wondering how Western governments were able to, see through all this information. And it could be that they flex their muzzles a bit, and the muzzles have been flexed properly, and Ukraine has been put on edge. And the Western countries too have been put on edge that Russia could do something. I mean, but as it stands now, I mean, some of the things that the Western countries said, even today we're talking about Japan also joining. Going to. I mean, it's going to be a complete calamity for Moscow. I mean, the economy is already not in a great shape. The country is probably about twice or thrice the size of UK, but the UK economy is much bigger than the Russian economy. I mean, at birth, the Russian economy will be about 2/3 of the UK economy. So it's just about half of the economic output that UK has. So, and you compare the populations, then that can tell you that the economy is really, really in difficulty. I mean, the Germans have also threatened that, look, if you do anything, we'll stop buying gas from you. And eventually that puts the economic situation into more difficult position that he might probably not want. Maybe previously he might have used all these tactics and made himself more popular. But is this going to damage his face with the public? So I think he's now told the public what he's capable of doing, and the West have rallied around, and that makes him probably stronger. Even if he withdraws from the borders, he still makes him stronger. I mean, rather than going in and allowing the West to cripple the economy to make him weaker. He's already send the signals that I am also strong. Hey, you guys, I'm still around the block. If anything, I can still flex my muscles. So I think that is a message he sent across to the West. As to why he thinks the West has been humiliated, it's just cheap talk. I mean, what kind of humiliation would the West get from him withdrawing from the border? I mean, I think it was this station we said that military exercises go on all the time. Countries have joint exercises. But what was frightening about what Russia was doing is that it didn't appear to be a normal military exercise. There was massive military being moved around, surrounding the whole of Ukraine. So what does it tell? Because if you just do joint military exercise, if you go to Belarus and you did a joint military exercise, I don't see anybody seeing anything wrong with it. There wouldn't have been an issue. But not when you surround every inch of the border of Ukraine. You go all the way through to the Black Sea. You have your big warships all in the Black Sea. So I mean, it's a frightening situation. But I would say we from our end, we only thank God nothing terrible is about to unfold. If he truly says he's withdrawing, because the West is saying that they want to see, Western countries want to see that withdrawal. They want to see to believe they have withdrawn. So they're going to watch for the next few days maybe even a week to see what happens, whether they have actually de-escalated from 130,000 armies across the border to about 20,000 or 30,000. That's what probably they want to see. They want to see all the aircraft, missiles, and all that move out of that region. Then probably, the sanctions and everything that planned for will not happen.
Okay. Well, listeners, interesting input by Kojo pertaining to the Russian-Ukraine crisis that is going on. But at the moment, we know that the Russians are pulling out of back to their bases, their military. But do you think that goes far enough for the West to say, okay, now let's relax, let everything ease, and now let fuel prices now come down as it is skyrocketing at the moment? Let me say good afternoon to Great Brian. Yeah, good afternoon to you. Okay, now one other story before we go to the African continent. Djokovic's statement that has come out pertaining to the fact that, look, he's not going to be taking the vaccine, even if it's going to cost him tournaments. I mean, virtually that's what he's trying to say there. And he's one person who has got followers. Because when it comes to, sports, tennis, he's got followers there. Do you think he should be, giving an exemption to go and contest tournaments, or should he just be, slammed down, saying that because you are not taking it? So, like here in the UK now, we don't have any restrictions per se. Come end of this month, everybody will be going about their duties. So when it comes to Wimbledon during the summertime, he should be able to come to the UK to come and play here. But other parts of the world will not allow him. What do you think should be done for him, and what will be the repercussion if that is done for him?
I think he's ready for whatever comes his way. From the interview he's given to press, BBC, and all that. He's ready for anything that comes his way. This is a man who has strong convictions, and he's made it clear that people have labeled him an anti-vaxxer, but he's made it clear he's not an anti-vaxxer. He's made it clear that he's taken other vaccines in the past, but with this particular vaccine, if he's otherwise had a different, if he's been convinced and he has a different opinion, then he thinks that the science around the current vaccine is still too young, and he thinks he needed a bit more information, and he's opened himself up to say that, look here, if I have another information relating to this vaccine, I'm ready to take it. So that is what he's saying. He knows invariably that probably the US is probably not going to go this year. Even if he decides to take the vaccines, he's not going to make the 3 vaccines. He probably had calculated it. Because in the US, if you want to go, the standard now is that you should have had 3 jabs. That is a mandatory requirement. So he knows he's not going to make that mandatory requirement. If he should take the first vaccine today, he will have to wait for how many months again? 4, 5 months, 6 months. And take the second one.
The second one.
And between the second one and the third one, he still has to wait. There is no way he's going to be able to enter the US. So I don't think he's too much worried with the US. He knows that within Europe and the UK, there are no restrictions barring him from. He lives in Spain, by the way. He doesn't live in his hometown of Serbia. Although he has a school running in Serbia, but his domicile in Spain. He's an official resident of Spain. And I think that's where he lives most of the time and flies in between Serbia and Spain, where he runs his institute. So within Europe itself, the rules will not apply to him because he lives within the EU. And if he's coming to the UK, the rules have been changed going forward. So he's not going to actually affect him playing in either of the tournaments. So he's pretty just going to be America, maybe Australia to some extent. Nobody knows what the rules are going to be next in Australia. And he said he's not an anti-vaxxer. So I think we should accept it at that level that he isn't an anti-vaxxer. he's made it clear he's had all those life-saving vaccines that people had in the past. It's just this one that he still needs to be convinced about. The type of person he is, he's careful what even goes into his body. He's careful what he eats.
I remember he said he drinks goat. He drinks goat milk. He doesn't.
He doesn't drink the cow milk. I mean, so he eats goat cheese. He doesn't. He eats cow cheese. Cheese made from cow. So you have to understand the way his mentality works. Being an elite sports person, he's careful what he eats, what he doesn't eat. From the little I even know about amateur sports, even amateur sports, which my daughters keep doing, they are still amateur sports people. They don't put everything into their mouth to go into their body. They know exactly what they want to eat, what they want to restrain themselves to eating. They know exactly what they want to drink. They drink a certain liters of water a day. It's all to balance your system and still keep you in top performance. So that is how he's seeing himself. He has time he spends in the gym. There are routine workouts. There are a certain amount of calories he needs in his body at a certain time. There is some amount of water he needs to drink at every time. So that's all calculated. So that helps him also to play on the court, because when you're on the court and you are drinking too much water, there will be urine calling for you. to run and
you have to pour water on yourself and then you can wee.
Exactly. To go and empty your bladder, or you have to be running to empty your bowels. They have when they should eat, how long that food should stay in their body, how much liter of water they should drink, then they are able to still play for maybe a whole 1 hour, 1.5 hours before they take a break. So all that is factored into what he does. So that's where he's coming from, that he doesn't just want to put anything into his body when he's not been convinced otherwise. Well, we leave him. He's probably one of the most successful sports people on the planet, and he's made millions and millions of money. So I mean, I don't think he's now thinks he's still the number one. He doesn't think that his chances will be anyhow taken from him if he doesn't play some tournament. So I don't think he knows that even for the next 3 years, he might not even be able to go to Australia to defend the title he won previously. So he's closed his mind on Australia, and he's probably going to focus on Europe and see what America holds for him. So the less tournaments he plays, the less stress he receives, as opposed to his other competitors playing every tournament. That's how it works. The injury will be less that people play more tournaments.
We hope Nadal will not be able to be raking more in there and winning more and then being the number one seed. So we hope so.
That's the only part of it that Nadal will be able to increase his grand slams that he's won.
Because at the moment he's 21 and Novak is 20. He's not leading. Well, listeners, that is some sports for you. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 90 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's look at what is happening in Africa. A couple of stories from here. Now, a group of 7 recently captured Senegalese soldiers have been released by separatist rebels in Senegal's Casamance region. The soldiers were captured in the Gambia on January 24th after a clash with the separatist rebels that resulted in 4 dead among the Senegalese forces. The remaining 7 soldiers were captured and handed over this Monday to government and ECOWAS representatives in the Gambia. According to Senegal's military, the incident occurred during an operation to combat illegal logging on the border with the Gambia. The Movement of Democratic Forces of Casamance, the MFDC, is behind a low-intensity breakaway conflict in Senegal's southern region of Casamance that dates back to 1982 and has claimed several thousands of lives. Now, you know why I picked this story. Senegal, just after winning the tournament, the African Cup of Nations. I thought the country was like united. I didn't know that they had some separatists and all that thing that was going on. So I was saying that in the midst of situation where we have coup d'etats happening on that in that part of the world, we see sports bringing the community or the country together, and therefore would have. But do you think that these people did that? I mean, the separatists who captured these soldiers and have brought them or have handed them over to the ECOWAS and there means that maybe Senegal is in a different state of its own. The sports have actually mended whatever was going on in there.
Well, I won't be of that view necessarily. I mean, sports has a way of bringing people together, but nothing of that nature was mentioned during the competition itself. Yeah. So that is why I won't link the two together. I mean, there are two different things that have probably really happened. And of course, we know the Casamance region, the people say they have their own culture and language. And that has been running on for a while, and they've been searching refuge in the neighboring country of Gambia. And Gambia also doesn't want to have any problem really with the Senegal, because Gambia itself has its own issues with Yaya Jammeh. And when he refused to get out of office, who did a job for Gambia? It was Senegal. So so I'll be more looking similar that look, the Gambians have captured these people, and they really think that in good faith, let's hand them over and let them be out of our hands as a goodwill for what they did previously for us. So we give them back to the ECOWAS peacekeeping, and they can be given to the Senegal army, and the Senegal army can do anything they want with them.
Okay, listen to Star Radio UK. We are pressed with time, so let's move on straight to Ghana. And well, the special prosecutor is saying that we are investigating 45 cases of suspected corruption and corruption-related offences. Now, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has given an update on the number of cases the institution is investigating. In the statement, it said the office said in line with its determination to deal with corruption in the country, 45 cases are currently under investigation. The Office of the Special Prosecutor will announce the next few weeks its conclusions and further actions in the following cases: La Bianca Company Limited in respect of alleged corruption and corruption-related offences in the context of evasion and evaluation of duties on frozen and processed foods products imported into Ghana between 2017 and 2021. Now, Eje Nimbuate Eje in respect of alleged corruption and corruption-related offences in the context of public procurement, and a few. They've lined up a few of these issues that is going on. But our quest to fight corruption in that part of the world, I don't think the Special Prosecutor's Office can do much about it, because we have the Auditor General who comes out every year with reports showing that, well, there have been mismanagement or misuse of public funds, and yet we've not seen anything of the sort. So yes, this one, somebody will say this is Hanya.
Well, I think the two departments are doing two separate things. That is what I think is a problem here. So for the two departments to talk to each other, it would be a great thing if they can collaborate that information. But the Auditor General's Department hasn't got powers to investigate and prosecute anybody. I think that is the issue at stake. So the Special Prosecutor's Office has the powers to investigate and prosecute. So Auditor General can only gather information and report back, but they don't even have the power to actually go in and even conduct further investigation into those companies. So they They are just reporting on the state of the nation's finance. I think that is, for the vast majority of the time, that is what they try to do. But for the Special Prosecutor's Office, they have the powers to investigate, seize assets, seize computers, look into computers, drill through the whole company's finance and everything, and drill in all their business practices and everything, and try to establish whether they've defrauded the state, whether they've paid the right tax, whether they've undervalued some of the goods, whether they've given out wrong invoices. So that is exactly what they are doing. But I think the only issue with people not seeing the Special Prosecutor's Office as effective is that people think, don't be going after the small boys. What about the big boys in politics? So I think that is where the people draw a lot of critique from.
Okay.
But if you're going to investigate people fraudulently within the ports and harbor and all those people who are actually tampering with invoices and all that and reporting wrong information, yeah, I think on that they are probably doing their work.
Okay.
But how long is this work going to be continued on doing and not really bringing the perpetrators to book? Although they've named a certain people, but I don't think anybody knows whether those people even end up before the courts.
Yeah.
So I think that is an issue that bothers people. But when you talk about corruption, they are always probably going after the small boys and not really going after the big boys who are perpetuating that corruption. That is what the problem is. They think they are just a mouthpiece to silence some business interests that or individuals who run some of those businesses that are opposed to the government. That's what some people think. But it's a difficult thing to really establish exactly what they intend to do with these people.
But do you think that this new, what do you call him, special prosecutor is going to do anything different? Because we had a citizen vigilante who we thought that would have cracked the whip big time, yet he was saying that they were throwing the spanner in his web and therefore he couldn't do that much there. So do you think that this gentleman can do much better than the previous person?
Well, I doubt it, because from our understanding of the way we see the department, the reason why the citizen vigilante couldn't do much is because it says the office is not equipped for the purposes of carrying out his investigation. Again, he was actually trying to investigate big fishes, if we put it that way. He was investigating businesses that were defrauding the state. So he was looking at big fishes. So that became a difficulty, how to even collect and put together information about the big fishes he wants to investigate. So he was probably targeting heads of departments who have actually been part of the perpetuation of this corruption that these smaller ones are doing. So I think his mindset was, if he arrests the big boys who are really involved, then it is easier to arrest the smaller, fishes. So I think that is the approach he gave. But an approach that the new prosecutor is given, he wants to go after the companies.
Okay.
So they have different approaches. And again, I hope that the office is not equipped. Because that was the issue with the citizen vigilante. He said there was no equipment even in the office. There were no computers. We didn't even have a permanent office. So those are some of the things
papers, you can write on it and typewriter.
That's the things he was expressing. But I hope that they have what it takes now to carry out the work. Because if they go out and seize a computer, let's say from one of these businesses, do they have the expertise to really go through the computer and search for information that they need, crucial information that they need? If they find out information, do they have the manpower to go chase up, whoever have been implicated in a corruption? So those are the things. I don't know whether they have enough investigators to do that kind of thing, and I'm not sure whether they're also duplicating the same role that the EOCO is also doing. The Economic Crimes Center, Office for Economic Crime Center is also doing. I don't know whether the two of them are just replicating the same job. I don't know their job remits, but looking at it, the special prosecutor is an individual.
Yeah.
But the EOCO is
a big body. Yeah.
So my issue is that at the two, but EOCO also has the powers to prosecute.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really know whether it's a duplication, but let's see what he does, and maybe we'll come back and really give credit to him.
Let's see. Okay. I think we have time for only one story, because we have to go prepare ourselves for BB Clement. But well, this is a story between what do you call him, Francis Xavier Sosu, this time around with the GBA. Now, it's the member of parliament for Medina, Francis Xavier Sosu, has hit back at the Ghana Bar Association, describing the Association of Lawyers as failure to Ghana's democracy. Now, GB has rebuked Francis for allegedly verbally attacking judges during the demonstration against the e-levy on Thursday, February the 10th. The lawmaker suggested in an interview during the Just Ended Yentua demo that political judges will be dealt with politically if the current administration loses power in the election. But Mr. Sosu also said that the political judges will lose their offices when the political regimes whose bidding such judges do are no longer in power. Well, the man is not lying. He's telling you as it is, because he reckons that judges should not be affiliated with politics per se. But somebody will say, well, when you go to the US, we have judges who are affiliated with politics, and they can tell you that I am for this party, and they so. But when there are some rulings, when it comes to faith and other things, they toe that line. And then when it comes to other general cases, they are able to, use their judicial cap, or put their judicial caps on, and then make the right rulings. But do you think that this statement that is made has warranted the GBA to caution him, and is going to be under threat once again?
Ghana Bar Association are lawyers; they are not judges. But I think it's quite difficult, even if those justices were actually appointed on political reasons. We all know, he should know better, that when a judge is appointed, whether it was a political appointment or not, you cannot remove that judge. You cannot remove that judge until the judge is gone on retirement and replaced by another justice. So that is how the system works. That is how the law works. So he going on and saying about they will be removed when their political friends are out of office. He knows that it's impossible. He knows it's impossible. You can't just remove a judge. On what basis? They've been appointed. You can't remove him. When he's due for retirement, he will walk out and retire, and another judge will be appointed in his place. Whether he is political or not political is besides the case. So, what are his definition for political judges or justices he deemed to be meddling in politics? And of course, I think he probably is targeting just one person. Then we know it's the Chief Justice. Everybody can read into the lines, but I don't think anybody really want to come out and say you are attacking the Chief Justice. So, because you come back and say he didn't say Chief Justice, he said the judges. But I think some of these statements, in my opinion, he shouldn't have made such a statement. So, for the Ghana Bar Association coming down on him, I think the Ghana Bar Association wants to correct the stakes and tell him that, look, You can't make such a statement. If he went there because he was excited. So Sosu can be a bit excited. We know when it comes to issues with people demonstrating, he always is part of the demonstration. And rightly so, when people get excited with demonstration, they make statements that they haven't actually thought through properly. So I think it's one of those and I don't think it should even be taken serious at this point. I mean, he's not going to say anything after that. He'll probably remain quiet. He's not going to try to defend himself. He will just remain quiet. So, but we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. We're going to be running up pretty soon. But let me go to Kojo for any story that made the headlines for you, and then we can run up the conversation.
I was going to just say that one of these issues that we raised, if you remember about the Ghana Fix the Country Convener, called Vomewo. But I think we all rightly said that he's putting himself in a serious position. And I was saying that I don't know whether he's in Ghana or is he still in the UK.
He was in Ghana.
He was in Ghana. So I mean that's a loose tongue. I don't know. And he just sort of delivered himself into the hands of people that he shouldn't deliver himself into. And I mean, he's been locked up. They don't even want to give him bail. So I think on that, all these people who have become very popular by way of social media and calling for so many things to happen at the same time, they have to seek, sometimes they have to hold back. In this case, I wouldn't say their tongue, they have to hold back their fingers. Because when they sit behind social media, they feel they are immune. So the same person that you see in public who wouldn't dare say whatever he wanted to say to your face, that person behind the keyboard, as we always constantly refer to them, keyboard warriors, they will type something that you can't believe they will type. I mean, I think when we all saw that statement, we were like,
we said, he'll be given a nice room to sleep without paying for it.
Exactly. We all just say, yo. How can you do this? How can you put yourself in such a situation? How can you put yourself? I mean, they should probably start seeking legal advice before they start putting up these things. I wouldn't even think of me putting up that. No matter how angry I am, I will probably not write that, because once you write it, it becomes evidence. Given the fact that recently some people have been tried for the same reason. Captain Smart is being picked up for the same reason. It was just last week another journalist has been picked up, just after he finished his show. And a few of those have happened in the past. I mean, the people have been arrested for that same reason. And you deliver yourself into their hands. How wise are you?
No, he has to say it. I have to speak. I have to.
I mean, he probably will be saying that that wasn't exactly what he meant. But at the same time, other people will see it as an incitement. You are inciting the military to take a military action. So I think we'll watch that space. I think that is all we can say. We'll watch that space and see how things develop going forward. But he's giving a bill to go out. I mean, and it could be a long drawn legal process. It could take years. I'm sure he's hoping that by the time the legal thing is settled, the current government will be out of office, and there'll be a new government. They will just release him to go. It's still a bit of foolishness.
It is. I can't agree with you more. Kojo, let me say thank you very much for another wonderful contribution to the program.
So we'll catch up a bit later.
Later, yes. Okay. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, and good afternoon to all our listeners, and good morning wherever they are. And enjoy your day, all listeners. Let me leave you to continue with your next program.
Okay, Kojo, thank you. Have a lovely day. Well, listeners, that was Kojo D for you, adding his voice to the discussions this afternoon. Mr. Olayomi says that he apologizes sincerely for not being able to come on, but he promised that tomorrow he's going to be on, God willing, if we are still alive, if the Russians have not invaded us. That's just a joke. All right, then. So this is why we bring the program to a close. But as I've said, this afternoon exactly at 1:30, we're going to be having BB Clement bringing you. BB means business. He's going to be having as a guest Ngozi Okure, and they are looking at faith and finance. So make a date with them exactly at 1:30. So in the next 28 minutes time. All right then. So on that note, let me say have a lovely, jubbly afternoon. Enjoy yourself. And see you all tomorrow, God willing. There's going to be lots of music. And then this evening, I think the CEO is going to be coming your way. Simon Frazier will be coming your way with a special guest for you. On that note, bye-bye. It's me, Archie, Mr. Frank David, Mr. Olayomi Kojo D, and Felix all the way in Aberdeen saying, have a top of the day. Bye-bye for now.
The problem of Africa is the lead. Who run things? The problem of Africa